Now, you guys hear it time and time again, right? Don't chase. Do not chase. Attract. Yet, I hear this all the time. Like you guys know I have fighters come in from around the world, and they all tell me the same thing. They keep saying, "Oh, I lost my last fight because I started loading up. I started trying to hurt them." And that's what we want to avoid, actually. We don't want to chase our goals, which sounds kind of counterintuitive, doesn't it? Right? You want to attract rather than chase. But how do you achieve a goal without pursuing the goal? And, let me introduce myself first, right? I'm Coach Wu, just for anybody that's kind of coming in here. I'm a pro fighter and coach here in Thailand. And, I want to talk about this combat psychology lesson that has to do with hunger versus thirst. So let's talk about, our goal. Now, our goal in a fight is to finish the opponent with the least damage possible, which means the knockout is the number one way to do that. That's the number one guaranteed way to do that. If you have to do other way, okay, that's all there is. But this isn't a shot put. This isn't like a long jump competition. This isn't a race. It's a competition against another human that is just as complex as you. And they also want to win. Right? So how do we don't just go in butt naked. How do we achieve this goal? We dress it up. We trick them. Right? We trick them and we deceive them. Remember the etymology of the word war. I say it all the time. Weird. Like word. It's to perplex or to confuse. Super important to remember that. Now, when we trick someone, when we deceive them, we're tricking them into letting us win. Because everyone has 2 arms and 2 legs. Right? So if we're all human and we all have the same style of fighting with 2 arms and 2 legs, then all I have to do is lie to you and make you think something was a certain way so that I can hit you, I can score, and I can win. Getting that checkmate position, of course, it seems a little complicated, but it actually isn't that bad. So I tried to simplify it for everyone. So let's simply think of it like hunger. When you're hungry, you are pushed to pursue the goal of eating. And even at a physiological level, you are actually more cunning, you're sharper, your senses are better, the trash gets taken out in your brain when you haven't eaten for a while. That's what a 3-day fast will do to you. A 3-day fast physiologically is amazing for your brain health and physical health. You'll start losing weight. A lot of people that want to lose weight, doing that 3-day fast, it's not that bad. Of course, talk to a doctor if you guys are seriously pursuing that, by the way. But most healthy people, especially athletes, a 3-day fast will sharpen you up. It'll have you like a katana. You know what I mean? So, okay, that's what hunger does to you. Now, what does thirst do to you? Right? I mean, we hear it even in flirting. No girl likes a thirsty guy. Because thirst creates desperation. You don't want to be thirsty. You want to stay hungry. Stay hungry, my friends, right? Don't get thirsty, okay? When you're thirsty, I'm sorry, let's go back. When you're hungry, how long can you go? 30 days, damn near. Almost 2 months without food, depending on your body and depending on, a lot of different things. But you go 3 days without water, and you're in emergency mode already. You're going to die probably in 2. Like, that's one of the worst things that can happen is you just don't get water for 3 days. That's crazy. You can't really hunt for it. Water is not even an animal, right? It's a resource that you want to live near. So even at a base level, guys, hunger and thirst are the 2 feelings that you want to differentiate in strategy. which is how we achieve our goal, right? Strategy is how you plan to achieve your goal. Okay, so I have the perfect fight pulled up already. You guys have seen Muhammad Ali versus George Foreman, the legendary Rumble in the Jungle. And I want to go through a little bit of this. First,
to the right eye of George Foreman. 10 seconds left in round number 2. Now he's pulling what he did.
Okay, there we go. So the opening of this fight, Muhammad Ali does something really interesting. And before we, get into the actual fight, let's talk about Muhammad Ali just in physical stature. He's a tall guy, right? But as a heavyweight, he wasn't super heavy. Like, he wasn't big. But George Foreman is huge. George Foreman, his nickname was Big George Foreman, literally, right? So that's already, a difference between the two. Now, building up to the fight, Muhammad Ali talked a lot of trash. And I'm talking like he really got under George Foreman's skin. He told him, "You're a dummy. You fight like Frankenstein, right? You fight like a big, ugly bear. You're stupid, and you're ugly." And, he just talked all kinds of crap about him. And he really pissed him off, really got under his skin. This is the first level of strategy. Now, some people are more humble, like Joe Frazier, right? He doesn't talk. He just, he fights. He lets his hands do the talking for him. That is a strategy, and that's fine. And neither of them chase the knockout. They just fight. But the method of which we go through it, or their strategy, was fundamentally different, and Ali had an amazing success doing it his way. So we want to examine that a little bit. Now, I want to look at the opening. Remember, Ali's the smaller guy, right? There's Joe Frazier over there in the corner. He's watching. And Ali had already lost at this point. He had lost to Frazier, by the way. And he had already lost to... who was it? He had already avenged his loss, by the way. But he lost to someone else, too. But Foreman was undefeated. Right? There he is doing the ring walk. Foreman was undefeated at this time. He was the boogeyman. He was the undefeated heavyweight champion of the world. Here they are in Africa, battling it out. Ali making his big comeback. This is after he got banned from boxing, right? For dodging the draft. Oh my goodness, this intro is so long. Let's skip. Let's find the beginning. Okay. Oh, almost. Here we go. Okay, so opening bell. Let's look at Ali, what he actually does. Here he's praying to Allah, because he's about to engage in a possible death match with Big George Foreman, right?
Several fights he hasn't gone in the past 4 years beyond 2 rounds. Dance and stay away from him.
Okay, here we go. Opening bell's coming up.
Punch is going to be too much for him. There's the left hook that is so devastating.
Practicing a little bit, getting warmed up.
Going to stop Ali. Here we go, Ali.
Whoa! Now, and a lot of people, they just watching and they're like, okay, the fight's starting. But like, look at Ali. Look at his position. The bell just rang, literally, and he's already halfway across the ring. He kind of cheated a little bit, right? This is a strategy, but he's not gonna rush him. He rushes him and then
stop Ali. Here we go.
Pulls back, right? This is a strategy. He's trying to fool him. He did the same. Foreman did the same thing to Frazier. Foreman rushed, but then he didn't back off. He actually swung in the center, and then he held the center. Ali came and made Foreman swing on him.
Oh, Ali quickly across the round.
Right? He's trying to see, do you want to take the center? And Foreman wisely did not start attacking him, right? He just said, no. I'm just going to take the center first. Let's play a normal game of chess here and let me hunt you down and knock you out, because you've been talking a lot of mess. You've been talking a lot for this fight.
Round one,
so now we're going to put your money where your mouth is, champ. Right. The Louisville lip. Let's see what happens. Now let's look at the behaviors here. Look at the behaviors from Muhammad Ali. We see some offense here, right there at zone 2, zone 3 area, and then we see a disengagement as he comes into zone 1. A clinching disengagement. Okay, feinting. The direction changes in a right hand. that right hand is something to note. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. He's sitting there in the corner against Big George in round 1. He just landed. Guess what? Foreman's pissed off right now. He's pissed off. He didn't throw a single punch. He just sit there fainting. Like, I don't know. I get excited when I see stuff like this. Like, this is psychology at its finest. Look at this, right? As a fighter, your goal is to beat the other guy up. But here Ali is tantalizing him, teasing him, feinting him, and tricking him so that he can get advantage.
Ali certainly dancing, slipping punches, sliding around both ways. Foreman's idea is to back
Okay, there was some offense there, but they both tried to hit at the same time. You see this? Look. Here, right? He threw a 1-2 right there, and then he's trying to post on him and trying to stabilize him so he can try to hit him again. And then Ali gets a beautiful clinch position. Behind the head, hand on top is king. Look at I'm sorry. I'm in love with Ali's fight in this scenario. He's just doing such an amazing job. It's only 30 seconds, a minute into the fight. Such an exciting fight, too. Okay, so now here, you saw how he came forward and he missed that. Look, and you saw his face after, right? He's smiling. Okay, Foreman is still hungry. Foreman is still hungry. Watch this. See? He swung, he missed. He looked stupid. Boom. He knows. Look, he's like, you right. He said, you right. You right, you right, you right. Let me get my hands up. Okay. Attack the body a little bit. But then, there's something wrong here, and this is going to frustrate him throughout the fight. There's something wrong here, and it's his posture and his eyes. Boom. Right there. Head is down. If you can't hit what you can't see. Well, allegedly. You can't aim when you can't see. You can hit, but you can't aim. So now he's frustrated. Or not now, but he's about to get frustrated over time. Now it's actually a pretty short transition from hunger to thirst for George Foreman. He's still hungry here because he's still got a lot of energy, and he's gonna get thirsty as time goes through, and you see him get desperate.
Of Muhammad Ali. Look at the referee, Zach Clayton, having his problems. 1 minute left in round number 1.
We got a minute left in this round, and Foreman hasn't landed a single punch. If you really think about it, see, he didn't even. Okay, that was his first punch he landed. He finally got in, and you look at the position of landing this first punch. Look. Remember, I said he can't say what he can't see. Well, he can, right? But you can't actually aim. You just feel like, okay, he's touching me, so I know he's close. He's posted on him right here. That's beautiful. And then right hand over the top. That's cool. But he physically cannot turn into this punch, right? He's being held up right here. So that's not really a power punch. Ali's chilling. Ali's chilling. He's definitely not desperate in this situation.
No damage. That one did. Two wild right hands.
Occupying that hand. And look at that transition. Beautiful transition.
That one did.
So here, Foreman actually has that post in control here. It's actually a bad position for Ali if he stays there. But then, boom, he pulls that hand over to his shoulder. This is classic clinch positioning. Great transition from Ali. Now, he's got much better defense in that position. And the ref comes in and breaks it. Now, Ali's super happy. He's like, oh, we're good. I'm ahead on points already. We got him pissed off. Look at him. Look how pissed off he is. This is the transition, right? He's starting to get thirsty. Look, see? You see his face? Look at that. He don't look too happy with this round because he knows he's lost the opening round already. He needs to score. So he's going to sell out, right? He's going to tuck his chin and start throwing. Tuck his chin, start throwing, right? Boom. See? Getting caught. Ali pulling back, puts his guard up, because remember, desperate people are predictable. Unless they're cornered, That's what you don't want. You don't want a cornered rat. So you always give them a way out. Give them an option that makes them feel dignified. That makes them feel like they're getting something done. In that case, yes, he landed on the arms. Yes, Foreman landed, a couple of shots, but they were inconsequential. Ali's overall strategy is to win the war, not the battle. So he's like, all right, fine, I'll let you do that. That's fine, as long as you feel comfortable and confident in what you're doing. Because once you gas out, son, it's about to be over with. So let's go ahead and move forward. Maybe a couple of rounds here. I think this is round 4. No, this is round 5. Let's go to actually round 6. Actually, no. This is perfect. This is perfect. Right here. Okay? Round 5 is fine. Let's do the last minute of this round. Right here at about the 1 minute mark. Oops.
1 minute left in round 5.
About the 1 minute mark here. You have Ali against the ropes, taking Big George's look at this, power punch after power punch. Okay, if you guys have seen George Foreman hit the bag, that's actually textbook. He's delivering the max amount of power to his guard, which is a great thing for Foreman if he were strategizing around this, but he wasn't. Picture the first rounds, the first round's frustration throughout 5 rounds. That's what's happening round 5. Nothing changed in those 5 rounds. He just continued to unsuccessfully try to hit Ali from a bad position. The only thing that changed here is that he's actually in like a fairly good position, but he's not even using it. If you see, he's not even using his good position. He's got him against the rope. Dude, change an angle. Occupy the guard. But here he is beating like he's beating a heavy bag. And it's like, dude, the guy's got his guard up. He's watching you. A lot of people talk about the rope-a-dope, right? And, I mean, sure, you can understand that as a rope-a-dope, but like, specifically what you understand is not just putting your hands up, right? So if you watch really carefully, you see him tighten up his guard right there. So this is Ali before he sees that Foreman is about to throw his big right hand. This is him after. Look, watch him cock it. See that? You see him cock back? Okay? And then you see him close his guard here. This is, remember the 4 corners, right? 1, 2, and then the other side, 3, 4. He closed his guard on purpose because he's actually using his eyes on the inside. Why is he doing this? Because he's not thirsty to get out of this situation. He's fine. He's hungry. He's biding his time. He's setting a trap. See? The jab came down the middle. Oh! There's some openings there. He's teasing, seeing, oh, is it time? Is it time to start hitting him? Nah, not yet. Not yet. Maybe a little bit. There it is. There it is. So why is he hitting him there? Why is he being successful there? Foreman is thirsty. Now he's running out of water. He's running out of energy. When you're thirsty, you ain't got much in the tank. You gotta just sit there and pray that you find some water. You can't really hunt it. You can't track it. You gotta find some water. Meanwhile, Ali is pouncing right here. This is a pounce. He's pouncing on his prey. He sees him. Oh, bad position. Boom. Boom. It's time to hunt. Now Foreman tries to wake up. And he's like, no. I can hit you too. So he's like, okay, all right, maybe it's not time yet. There's a disengagement, right? Very smart from Ali. This is a mastermind at work. So that was, round 5, and we're getting towards the end of this fight, right? I think it ended right about here.
I thought he was hurt.
In the next round.
And he's fighting smart.
And don't get me wrong, this wasn't easy. Ali is tired. But look at his eyes. He's hunting. He's got a plan. He has an idea of what he's doing.
problems or causing any problems to Muhammad Ali. Ali spins him around out of the corner now. Ali is definitely in command as far as
Okay,
the
Foreman,
movement
classic,
in the ring is
classic.
concerned.
Walk him down. Just walk him down with no punches. He walked him down with no punches. Beautiful.
Again
So then Ali said, all right, let me try to tease him. See, that's why he's jabbing him. He wants him to throw something so he can get more tired than him. Meanwhile, Foreman just wants to hit him. He wants to knock him out. He wants to knock him out so bad. I can almost guarantee you, Foreman has never wanted to knock somebody out more than he wanted to knock out Ali. Yet, it ran away from him. In fact, he got knocked out because he chased the knockout so hard. And this goes back to the beginning of this lesson, right? Hunger versus thirst. We don't chase, we attract.
But of course, Foreman being the one-punch artist that he is, who knows what might happen as the rounds continue. We're in round number 7.
Now off that disengagement, you saw me. He popped that jab. I think he saw his time. Yep, it's time to throw in some offense. Round 7. He's tired. Completely different attitude from Ali. He lied to him.
Foreman continues to come in on Ali. He wants Ali bad.
Not to mention the verbal cues he was giving to Foreman. He told him, "You a sissy." He said, "Guess what?" His hands are like this. He said, "Is that all you got, sissy?" He said, "You can't hit me."
Underneath the ribcage of Muhammad Ali.
Oh, you got.
Punch was hard to see on television, but he did score a pretty good punch inside. Ali,
look at that. He's clearly tired now. This isn't just, oh, I missed and I'm off balance. He's fatigued.
There's a good right uppercut thrown by Foreman. Best punch he's thrown in a couple of rounds.
It's almost time. Even I can see that, right? What do you want to say? He does some offense right here.
Being tired. 30 seconds left in this round 7.
Let's see.
Very even fight. Hard to tell exactly who would be out in front. Perhaps by a point, maybe 2, one way or the other. Looks like Ali could be
there
up
it is.
front with the
He's starting.
punches that
He's starting to see.
the head of Foreman.
Oh, not yet.
Foreman
Also, Ali's tired too, right?
definitely
Not as tired.
fatigue in the waning seconds in round 7.
And beautiful parries here, by the way. Right? So when somebody attacks your center, what a lot of people are missing is using your forearms and like not your elbow, like, like throwing your elbow into it. You don't do that. You go like this. You open your bicep a little bit. When you open it, it creates like a hit. And you see Ali right here doing it. Boom. Right there. Right? He's kind of boom. And he's also pulling back on it. This is how you arm parry.
Fatigue in the waning seconds in round 7. Ali continues to
look at this big ugly bear. Look at this.
Tries to deliver some shots
under the body.
The
look, he's dropped his hands. It was the end of the round. He just dropped his hands. That's a bad sign.
I got a feeling that George's not going to make it.
Let's see. Yeah, it was this round. It was this next round.
Now tell me, the one thing that people obviously all around the world will be cheering for one or the other, but
the team's able to control him. Now it's a pretty good.
So here's round 8.
Right hand taken on the left side of the cheek by Ali. Good
now, okay, so George Foreman started using the jab there. It might be a little too late for all that though, because now his jab's not going to be quite as effective. See, his offense. Look, he's on the inside right here. I did this against Floyd Schofield actually. I was just editing our video, our sparring. Sorry. Right here, on the inside. You saw how he closed in, and that uppercut slid all the way up like that. I do this. All you do is you displace their upper body. Boom. And it makes their uppercut miss on the inside. You can turn your head, you can do whatever you want, but like I do this over and over again. It's not a fluke. It's a technique.
Tried to go with that right uppercut that felled Kenny Norton. The left hand.
Once I upload the video, I can review with you guys, but I don't like posting, famous sparring or anything like that. It just in case they get inside their feelings. You know,
85 to 90.
I posted me and Brian Norman. He's a world champion, right? He's a famous guy. But our session was very good for both of us. And so I don't think there's anything wrong
Foreman hangs
with
pretty
it.
tough in there. Again,
Posting other
next
people,
punch is
sometimes they
the
get in
number
my
one punch
feelings.
that George Foreman can deliver at any time. This man is
Uh-oh.
devastating, to say the least.
I see him coiling.
These
Yep,
punches
you see
are
Muhammad Ali coiling up.
at a time.
He's coiling up for something. Whenever somebody's against the ropes, by the way, guys, and they cover up like that, remember, they still want to win.
Ali
Usually.
hanging on, getting
You know,
away
unless you're fighting like some
with it.
bum off the
Left hand
street
taking
that's
him
just trying to
aside.
preserve themselves. But
Ali
like, if you're fighting a fighter, when they coil up like that, watch for a big attack.
Right hand by Foreman was not effective. The right uppercut did bounce the head a little bit. Punches will not hurt
Oh my goodness, look how tired he is.
Ali.
Look at
Ali
this.
just takes him, protecting his face at all times, does Ali.
Got behind the
Foreman
head
throwing
there.
more punches now. Maybe this could be the tactic of Ali to let the man punch himself out.
Is it
30
this
seconds
round? Maybe
left
it's
in
next
round
round.
eight.
Let's see. No, it should be this round. Yeah.
Very even fight. Ali,
Yep.
a sneaky right hand.
Yep, there it is. There it is. Right hand, and then it's over. Yep. That was offense. So he was getting ready for this. This whole time he's looking at him. He's like, we just got to wear him down. Wear him down. This is the plan. This is the plan. Wear him down.
Ali,
Don't be
sneaky
thirsty.
right hand. Another
Don't be
sneaky
thirsty.
right hand. This time he
In
went
this
for a
case,
forward.
Foreman is the thirsty one, right? Now you guys have all seen, I've gone over this over and over. Frazier versus Foreman. Frazier versus Foreman was the complete opposite. Foreman was not thirsty at all against Frazier. He was the opposite. So this is what it looks like being hungry on the other side. Let's take the eye out. Alright, it's fine. Right? Remember the opening that we saw Ali doing, right? There's clearly a strategy behind what they're doing. They're not just doing stuff.
Interesting
randomly.
evening.
See?
Frazier quite
There's the opening.
understandably the favorite.
Right?
Foreman
He
comes out,
runs
punch.
to the center
Interesting
and
evening.
strikes the
Frazier quite
center.
understand.
And then after that, he says no close range. Stay at zone 3. Stay at jab
Understandably
range.
the favorite. Foreman comes out punching with the
No.
right. Frazier in his usual style.
No,
Smoking is the
another
way he puts
is
it.
freezing up a little bit, but you see here, there's a
Punching with
rejection.
the right.
A rejection
Frazier
in
in his
zone
usual
2.
style. Smoking
No.
is the way
See?
he puts
No.
it.
Turn
His
him.
job
Turn him
to
again.
get inside is best.
I would really love for this video to stop freezing on me.
Weapon, the left
There we
hook.
go.
Foreman is vulnerable to the
Okay,
hook.
he hits him on the inside, but he's like, nah,
Oh, the crowd
let's
was
get you to
misled.
enter from zone. Yeah, there we
Joe fell
go.
back
Stay
a
zone
little.
3. Stay zone 3.
It was a slip
That's what he's
off
looking
balance.
for. Now he was able to enact his plan a lot
Frazier has
faster,
not been a good first round
right?
fight.
But he trained really hard
Historically,
for
he
this
has
fight.
been a
In the interviews, he said,
tremendous
"I had to
fighter.
train because
A
I
great
knew that Joe
champion. You saw the
Frazier
left
is a
hook
man of
land on
action,
Foreman.
and he's a
That's what he'll
dangerous
be
man."
working on all night.
He was scared to death to fight Joe Frazier. George Foreman was terrified to fight this man because he knew he was going to keep coming like this. But again,
Foreman
again,
would like to keep
thirsty
punching
people
and keep Frazier
are
away from
predictable.
him with his punches.
And
Joe's job to get inside.
I'm not saying that Joe
Steadily use
Frazier's
that
always
left hook.
thirsty or anything like that. But because he's a little bit of a breakdancer in this fight and he's just trying to score, once he gets hit here, look how
Foreman
thirsty he gets.
connected, as you saw.
Right? He got hit there.
He's a
and then
big,
he's gonna
strong boy.
he got hurt
He likes
actually.
Use that left from
He
him
got
with
hit
his
here.
punches. Joe's job
Right,
to
initially
get
off
inside.
the zone 3.
Steadily use that
Boom.
left
See,
hook.
he got hit with that uppercut, and then he got shoved away, and he's like, hey, and that hurt right there.
Whip.
So now he's hurt. So what does he do?
Foreman.
He lashes out. That's not very hungry. I mean, kind of, but not really. It's a little thirsty. It's a little thirsty. Getting that get back, guys, getting your get back is a little bit thirsty.
And connected,
I
as you
I
saw.
personally don't enjoy
He's a big,
you
strong
know,
boy.
when people do that.
He likens this
I would
fight
rather
to the
you
same kind of problem he faced.
Do it if
There's
it's
another
what
left
the
by
time
George. He's
calls
getting
for.
into Frazier's head.
But you need a
We'll
plan
find out
for
tonight
action,
how much
not
the
just
Ali
hit.
fight took out of Frazier, if anything. And we'll find
See,
out
look how
tonight
thirsty he
just
is to
how
get in.
good
Look.
George Foreman
One,
is in punching and in
2
taking
times,
a punch.
Look, still.
I
It's
think
like,
he
dude, why
hurt
don't you
Joe
dance a little
Frazier.
bit?
I think
Why don't
Joe
you
is
see
hurt.
what he's doing and dance? But no, he
Nancy
stays
Dundee,
in. He's
Ali's
thirsty. He's
trainer
thirsty.
right next to me is saying it. You may hear him. Down goes
Even
Frazier.
after this knockdown,
Down goes
guys,
in
look at
neutral
this.
corner.
Right? He bangs his gloves together and he comes forward. Not that it's dumb. It's not dumb. It's not the worst decision in the world. Kind of is because of the stature of the situation. But it's not like, you know, a bad plan in every situation.
He is as poised as can be. We have a minute left in
But see, look, he does offense. He doesn't disengage when he comes forward.
this first
He doesn't
round. And already
control George Foreman. He simply tries to land.
this fight is proving out
Duck
what
and
some
try to
have
land.
expected.
Duck and try to land. Nothing changed about his
that
game
left is
plan.
getting in
Why?
there.
Because now he's
Underneath.
desperate.
Underneath,
He don't know
Archie
nothing
yelling
else
to
but to
Foreman.
fight.
We've got the excitement here that we look for.
You can't hunt
Frazier
water.
is dazed. He is getting hit
That's
again
bars.
and again and again. The
Come on,
same
that's
head
bars.
that was hit
You
so
can't
often
hunt water.
by Muhammad Ali.
When you thirsty, you desperate. You can't hunt water.
Frazier
You
is
can hunt
dazed.
animals. You can hunt food.
You see the countdown for the
You need
first
a plan
round.
to hunt.
Foreman has not panicked. Foreman is going about his job.
And to see an
Foreman
adjustment
is all
that,
over
that,
Joe
that
Frazier.
Foreman had made at that
Frazier
range
is
where he was
his
getting hit,
count.
right? They're
Frazier
trading
is
here.
dazed.
Here they're trading,
You see
boom,
the
and
countdown
then
for
trade.
the
See,
first round.
and then he's like, you know
Foreman
what?
has
Let's
not
make a
panicked.
small adjustment.
Foreman is
Let me
going
pull
about
back,
his job.
maybe half a step
Foreman
after this.
is
Watch.
all over Joe Frazier.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a little earlier than this.
Your left is getting
Here.
out. What some have
So here they're
expected.
trading, right?
Oh, that left is
Boom.
getting in there.
See, he missed.
Underneath.
He hit, but then
Underneath, Archie
let's
Moore
see.
is yelling the Foreman.
Boom.
We've got
Oh,
the excitement
there's a trade.
here
See, that's
that
too
we
close.
look for.
So then he starts pulling back. Watch. Boom,
Frazier
boom.
is dazed.
See?
He is getting hit again
Missed.
and again and again.
Boom.
The same head that was
Missed.
hit so often by Muhammad
Right.
Ali.
So you have that whole idea. You guys get me. You guys get me what I'm saying here, right? With hunger versus thirst. There's a huge difference with your planning ability when you're hungry and when you're thirsty. You guys understand this? Hopefully. All this to say, guys, you know, don't be desperate, which means you need good defense. You need good defense so that you don't get desperate. That's the whole point. If you're getting assaulted like this, anybody would get desperate. Anybody gets desperate in the face of Big George Foreman's uppercuts and hooks raining down on them, putting you through the ropes. Look at this.
Going about his job. Foreman is all over Joe
But
Frazier.
Ali was in
Frazier
the
is
same
down
position
again,
against
and he may
undefeated
be-
Big George
No,
Foreman,
he is
and
rising.
he won.
He is game. He doesn't know where
Because he wasn't
is.
desperate.
The
He had a
mandatory
plan.
8 count. He doesn't know
He was
where
hungry.
he is.
So I just want
Now
you guys
the
to
round
keep
is
that
about to
in
end.
mind
Two
as we go
knockdowns in
forward
the
with your
first
training.
round.
This is a training mentality that I want you to remember. Be hungry, not thirsty. Stay hungry, not thirsty, okay? And that's, that's pretty much it. Wraps up for our lesson. I'm gonna do like an official video on this with more visuals and more film studies. But what do you guys think of that? What do you guys think? Oh, let me show chat. There we go. Training lesson. There we go. Be hungry, not thirsty. You can't hunt water. That's right. Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, he said he was victim of this on his last one. You started falling in love with your power. That's another thing. Like, remember how sometimes, even in a fight, you might be hungry and then you become thirsty. Right? You might land a really good right hand. And then you start chasing that knockout. Don't fall in love. Stay single. Yeah, fell in love with my power, bro. Stay single. Ali, A, B, or C student? Ooh, man. That's a really hard one. I would say he's a B student. I would say he's definitely a B student. He chose to fight a certain way, and he was stubborn about it. I mean, the guy refused to throw body shots, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's more B student than saying, I'm gonna beat you without throwing body shots. I have the freedom to whoop your ass without throwing body shots. Come on, let's go. You know? I mean, he had his own way of reason for doing that stuff, but like the fact is, there were times where he needed to change his style, and it's not that he couldn't, because he's thrown body shots in sparring, right? A C student might not know how to do that stuff because they haven't studied that stuff, because they just do enough to get by. They just do their style, right? An A student, well, it's outside the rule book, right? Or they just haven't gotten that far. They haven't gotten to that chapter yet, right? But Ali, I've seen him in sparring throw 18 body shots in a row, just beating the body, boom, 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 and then turning him and doing some more. And I'm like, bro, that would have done wonders against Joe Frazier. And he didn't do that against Joe Frazier in the fight because he was being stubborn. So I would say my assessment of Ali is B student currently. Overall, B student. Probably A student mentalities. He was kind of balanced, though. I've been kind of also mulling over the idea of Ali and Frazier being similar. Not stylistically, obviously, but mentality-wise. In some ways, they were actually kind of similar. But, I mean, I guess maybe that's reaching. I think I'm reaching on that one a little. I'll do some more research. Let's see. Before the fight. He fell in love with power before the fight. Ooh, damn. Leave Kelby G. That's a great point. Sometimes you can fall in love with your power in training. Wow. Yo, think about it. Think about it. You're hitting mitts. You're going hard. Your mid man. What if he has like the cotton material, the certain material that makes that extra pop on your power? What if that's fooling you into thinking that you're hitting harder than you are just because your mid man is a yes man? Right? It could be a variety of things, bro. Damn, that was a good one. There could be so many different things. It could be crappy sparring partners. You could be knocking out, low-level amateurs and then fall in love with your power that way. And the opposite could be true. You could get discouraged from your power. Like me. Like, I got discouraged because I didn't know what was wrong. I didn't know my footwork was so bad in some of my sparring. I don't know if I have it on here. I'll pull it up real quick. You guys might get a treat, but if not, actually, like I said, I did go through my Dropbox. I was telling Chris earlier. I went through my Dropbox. I saw some of my old sparring, and I kept them, for film study purposes, so that you guys could see. Well, it was my first time sparring him as a pro, and I was pro. Like, I just turned pro, pretty much. I think. What year is this? 2016. I turned pro May 2016. I remember that. It was 9 years ago. I don't know how to count, so what date was that? Does it show the date? It doesn't. Discard. Here we go. Sparring was 2016. This was before I went pro. So I was still amateur, guys. This is me when I was still amateur. And let's check the terrible footwork. Oh my god. You're welcome, by the way, for I show you guys my bad stuff as well as my good stuff. I'm not embarrassed. I'm just because I go forward. I learn as I go. So you see the back foot facing outwards and me going in and out for no freaking reason. That's number one. Alright, slip, roll. Just trying to any possible offense. But he hasn't even given me anything. You see that? Okay. Oh. Look at that. Backwards. See? Backwards. I just let him out of the corner. I scored on him and let him out of the corner. Terrible. But here, I had landing certain shots like this. I had no confidence in body shots. Like I would land stuff like that, and afterwards they would tell me like, bro, like that right hand to the body like kind of hurt. Like they would tell me if I kept on it, it would work. I had no confidence in it because of my mentality in sparring, and I was sparring like guys that I thought were better than me. He was a pro at the time. He was ahead of me. I had too much respect for him. So that's the opposite of what we're talking about, right? If anything, I should have been a little bit more hungry. I wasn't hungry enough. I wasn't hunting. I was surviving. Low-hanging fruit. See, he caught me, but I also caught him. But then I was like, okay, I got the center. And I did think about this. I remember this session. I thought about, okay, if I have the center here, maybe I can do a shell and try my coach's old style. But then, see, I like to land more. I like to land too much, which puts me in an okay position. That was probably the best thing that I did in the whole session, right there. Changing angles and actually do that, but like that backwards shit is what cost me so much. Look at my feet, flat, one turned out, one turned forward. Let's see what happens with this. So I landed, he landed on the body, and then he lands a jab up top. Had he stiffened that up, I would have gone backwards. I land on top of it, and that's fine, but like that's just a bad position for me. This, regardless of landing and all that stuff. He came forward, and guys, look at this, real quick, right? He comes forward with a right hand, kind of as a jab, and then he jumps forward with the left hand. This is something that Pacquiao does a lot. It's not pretty, but it can work. It's something that came from Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston does the opposite, though. He does the jab, but he leads his head forward. You could call it a swivel jab. You could. Swivel jab, to me, means you turn with it, like a swivel, but I don't know. I just say it's a forward, jab, like you're moving forward and jabbing at the same time. And then he jumps up with that uppercut. 1-2, yeah, something like that. Something like a 1-2-1. So that was good for him, and he ended up in a better position, and his footwork is better. He had been doing boxing way longer than me since he was a kid, and his brother is Kendo Castañeda. He's Jairo Castañeda and Kendo. They were both, undefeated pros that I used to spar with coming up. And this is fine. This is fine because I actually held. See, even though I took like one step back, look at how like uncomfortable he is. This is called making them squirm. Little bonus lesson. When you have someone against the ropes, don't go in too far. Make them squirm, guys. Make them squirm. Right? Stay right there. Look, he starts feeling uncomfortable. He starts wiggling around, starts doing stuff that isn't the best. And there, I thought maybe he's too solid on his defense, so I halted my offense. Right here, I was like, nah. I saw the cross catch. I was like, that's not gonna hit, and I'm gonna be off balance. So I did halting offense there. Yeah. And then I got a rhythm. I was like, all right, let's just keep him there. This is fine. And that's what I was looking for. Right? How can I get him in a better position and end up coming out on top, even with bad technique? So, and that was our sparring there. Hopefully you guys took something from that little experience. Oh, by the way, the back foot turned out. Why is that bad? The back foot turned out means that I want to go in the direction that my back foot is turned. Right? If I want to go forward, then my foot should be turned forward slightly. Not all the way forward, but more facing forward than back. If I want to disengage, then I should turn my foot out. But I was sitting there in the middle of the ring, ready to fight him and hold the center, yet my foot was ready to disengage. You see how backwards that is? Like, it makes no sense. No sense at all. Also, in the back here, that's Joshua Franco. He's world champ. He was a world champion, I think, at 126, 130. And his brother, I think, is Bam Rodriguez. This is his bro, and that's their coach. If you watch Bam Rodriguez and you watch him a lot, you'll recognize him. That's his coach right there. do you guys see? You guys see the lineage? You see the lineage, right? World champions, world boxers, right? But yeah, that's all I got so far. I should probably release this, but I want to release it better, maybe with a better description or something. So anyway, that's pretty much it for this week. Like I said, I'll put this raw up, but I'm gonna do the hunger versus thirst lesson in a more organized way, so we can, I know my YouTube video was freezing at times on this video. So if you guys like just watching the videos, be on the lookout for the mind game, which I'm also recording today, and this one edited properly. But I'll see you guys next week. And if you guys have any questions, of course, just send me a message. Happy training.